Hi guys, thanks for checking out our channel today. Our daughter recently turned 13 and I needed to make a cake for her, so I turned to my trusty sourdough starter to help me out. I made her a sourdough chocolate espresso cake for her 13th birthday and everybody loved it. So watch along and I'll show you how you can make your own so you can taste this deliciousness too. In your mixing bowl, you're going to mix your flour, oil, and sourdough starter. I used avocado oil, but you can use the oil of your choice. You can use either discard or active sourdough starter for this. It doesn't make a difference in this recipe. So a lot of recipes will call for water in a cake mix, and this is where this one becomes special. We're going to use espresso. Mix your espresso in some water. You can brew it just like coffee. I just mixed it in the water and it gave the cake like a little bit of a crunch. But that's going to go into your mix here. So I just kind of stirred it around in the jar to help the espresso dissolve. And it obviously didn't dissolve everything because, like I said, there was a little bit of a crunch, but it wasn't bad. It was really good. It was like a malted crunch ball. Give everything a stir and put your lid on it. You can set it aside overnight or even just for a little bit of time. It doesn't matter in this recipe. Okay, here's what it looks like after sitting for a little bit. And now we're ready to make our cake. So we're going to mix sugar and more espresso, but this time just a couple spoonfuls of it. Salt and cocoa powder. And that's your dry ingredients. Okay. Go ahead and mix your dry ingredients together. Now you're ready for your eggs and extract. I could not find vanilla extract, so I did use almond extract, and it still came out really delicious. But my recipe does call for vanilla. And last but not least, you'll pour your milk in. Now you're going to thoroughly mix all those wet and dry ingredients together. And once you feel like it's mixed enough, then you'll get your discard mix that you made, that you set aside, and you'll add that into it. Now, if you have a stand mixer, I would definitely recommend a stand mixer for this part. I had a lot of trouble hand mixing it.
You should use a stand mixer for this. I should have used a stand mixer, but hey, nothing wrong with a little arm workout. Woohoo! Get it all mixed in. Last but not least,
I did not forget the baking soda. This is actually the last step. You do want to add your baking soda in last. It's going to help with the leavening of your cake.
pretty cake.
And I was able to get 2 round cake pans for this cake mix. So make sure you split it in half.
Scrape that bowl. Number 1. Number 2.
While those are baking, we're going to go ahead and make our frosting. A chocolate espresso buttercream.
Butter.
So making your buttercream is actually pretty simple with some butter, powdered sugar, extract, cocoa powder, and espresso. You just mix that all up and it comes out as such a nice, fluffy frosting. I did add more powdered sugar because I felt it was a little bit too runny at first. So you just have to make it to the consistency that you like. Okay, our cakes are done. Look at how wonderful they look. I cooled them down for a little while, a couple hours, and then put a butter knife around the edges and see if they come out. Remember, you don't want to frost a warm cake. That will just be a gooey, wet mess. So make sure your cakes are completely cooled. Even stick them in the freezer for a little bit if you have to, but you want them to be cooled enough so that your frosting doesn't get runny. Now you can see my skills for getting this cake onto the top of the other one. I was kind of concerned with how I was going to do it, but I think I pulled it off pretty well. Ah yes, the magic plate trick. Ta-da! Let's see, hopefully.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So obviously, I was very happy. Then, of course, you just frost that cake to your heart's content. I did end up putting some piping on it.
That looks awesome.
But I thought it looked great even without it.
Probably do some piping on top.
So here's our final product. Everybody loved it. And I hope that you try this recipe and that you love it too. So please like and subscribe and you'll get more recipes from me.